talking softer than usual. It's because it's nighttime and I'm staying at my aunt's house, so earphones on. If you're new here, my name is Angel Baby Kyra. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go follow my Instagram and TikTok. So today's video, I wanted to make this like when it first came out and stuff, but I've just been so busy and it's been so hectic. Today we're going to be talking about the obsession with being unique, and I'm going to be talking about primarily using the Taybeeboop drama and share my own experiences to kind of show both sides. And I feel like this is kind of more intended for people who are creatives, people who are creators in this creative field, because we do see a lot of people pointing fingers, like we've seen it in Illuminati when she was like saying how this law firm YouTube channel copied her, and now we see it in interior design, we see it in music with 3000 Vanos saying that Doja Cat stole his beat. So you see it in every kind of medium, no matter what kind of creative you are. So that's why I kind of wanted to talk about it. So I'm not going to do a full recap of the Tay BeepBoop drama just because I'm already tired of saying her name, and there has been a lot of videos already covering it, but I will insert a TikTok for kind of a SparkNotes synopsis on the full thing.
What the coincidence, whatever. I have this green squiggle art gallery, and now she does too. The difference is she's hanging something else, so that's different, that's creative. But she's also ripping off my boyfriend's art, so that's my boyfriend's art. I have a monster head art gallery. He makes monster heads. They're so realistic and beautiful. This is her version. This is her monster head art gallery. Then I painted my room green and blue. They're very abnormal color choices, and I got a lot of hate for it, but I really love it, and I spent months choosing the colors. Look at what colors she's doing for her kitchen, and she's painting her appliances. So that's just like another weird coincidence. And she hung up this cake wallpaper that just happens to be my actual wallpaper. That I went after someone who has been nothing but nice to me and has done nothing to deserve what I did just proves how much I got this wrong. I love this DIY colorful community, truly, and there's space for everyone, and me trying to drag someone down who is a part of that is awful and not who I want to be. Karen has been nothing but gracious and kind to me throughout this whole thing, but also before this, and it proves like how wrong I got it. And I've been speaking with her directly because she's owed a direct apology as well as a public one, but she just instantly is so generous with her words to me in explaining things, and I don't deserve it, and I'm very appreciative. So basically hold me accountable for my behavior and bad actions, because this has been a massive learning moment for me, and I have plenty more to grow.
So basically, Taybeeboop is a DIYer person on TikTok, right? Kareen, I think that's how you say her name, is also a DIYer on TikTok. And Kareen and Taybeeboop used to have the same amount of followers. Kareen passed them up and now has 2 million. Taybeeboop has been losing followers since she even put out her apology video, blah blah blah, whatever. Basically, Taybeeboop was like, hey, I don't normally do this, but I will say that Kareen is copying me, this other DIYer TikToker person is also copying me, copied my color scheme, copied my monster busting, whatever. You saw the TikTok. So I feel like as creative people, as creators, we have the need to want to be different, and we kind of have this obsession of creating originality, which I'm a firm believer that there's no originality. Like, everyone takes inspiration from something. Even if you think that you are the original creator of it, someone probably already did that. Like, you can see a lot of inspiration from people, and people often say I'm inspired by blah blah blah, and that is why I like blah blah blah. For me, for example, I'm very inspired by Lana Del Rey, Doja Cat, I really love Joji, things like that. And I will say first and foremost that both of these girls, like, no tea, no shade, I love Pinterest, but like just very basic Pinterest core kind of DIY stuff that was like really booming during the pandemic, like the mirror that they made. It's just very giving fast fashion. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's giving fast fashion, Shein, Fashion Nova kind of thing. Even though I know that they're upcycling and they're doing stuff like that, it's just giving that 2020 pandemic era kind of a vibe and aesthetic. You guys know what I mean? They're just very, I don't know, just very basic Gen Z aesthetics. You know, I even think now Gen Z is considered an aesthetic itself. Like, you know exactly what you think of when you think of Gen Z. Very trendy patterns, colors, whatever, aesthetics, cores. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just something that I notice, and it's always the people that literally have things taken from another person that are saying that it's completely original, and this is kind of like a jab at me, which we'll get into in a moment. And I will say, yes, Tay BeepBoop is in the wrong, definitely. You know, she also is accused of allegedly lying a lot of things. Her ex-roommate came out about her saying like, oh, don't let her make you feel bad and that you copied her or whatever, because she has like this history of behavior of acting like she created something original, and she never credits people. Pretty much it has just gone really bad for her. People just don't like her, and of course, like I said, she made an apology, but I think the apology was fine, you know, but everyone's like, oh, it's because like her wallpaper collaborator dropped her because she made a wallpaper with them, and now she's only saying sorry because she's starting to feel it monetarily or financially. I think that in this context, it's no doubt that like Tay probably did feel like she was valid in saying these things about Crane, especially if like you and the other person are like both are really big creators in this niche. Like, you guys are going to cross paths inevitably. So that being said, like, I don't go accusing every single person that has the same amount of following as me is copying me, but I will say that there's a very big difference, and this is more of me giving advice to other creators and when you're making friends and stuff like that. So my best friend just copied me to the point where I didn't even feel like my own person anymore, and everyone around me, my friend group, told me that I was jealous, but other people started noticing that there's a lot of similarities. Now, I'm not an inventor of being a T-pop seller, styling, designing, doing music, playing music, doing YouTube. Obviously, I'm not. Anyone can literally tell you that. But when I say that, it was to the point where she was copying literally every single thing that I did. Not even creatively, like even just to how I look. Like, there is a reason why I have pink hair and I shaved off my eyebrows, because I wanted to feel like my own person, because I did not, and everyone made me feel crazy for feeling the way that I did, and I knew that it was wrong. And I think the difference between this situation with my ex-best friend and Tay BeepBoop is that they weren't friends before this. They were just on the same space of internet. The thing with my ex-best friend is that I introduced her to so many people. I got her into modeling gigs, which was harder for her because she's a plus size person. And it's like, I did everything I could to uplift my friend. I do everything in my power to uplift my friends. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem hyping my friends up. That's just what I do when you're my friend. Only time I ever get jealous is if I'm in a romantic relationship, like with a romantic partner. And people who are telling me that I was jealous, what is there to be jealous of? I paved my way. I put in the work. I stayed consistent, and to be quite honest, she was like riding on my coattails. Like, she was on a podcast. How did she get on the podcast? Because I suggested her to this person that interviewed me, who saw me at my show and said, hey, can I interview you? And I was like, oh, you should also interview my friend, my best friend, who also plays bass for me, because she's also doing music, and I know that she wants to get out the door. She wants to do her own shows, whatever. I'm never in a malicious intent. And do I think Tay BeepBoop had a malicious intent? I feel like she did what she thought was the right thing to do in her mind, and she even says that herself. And whether or not it's because of the wallpaper whatever is dropping her or was going to drop her or did drop her. I do think that she recognizes that she is in the wrong and how she handled it was wrong, even though I would like literally put them on blast too, and that's something I have to work on. But when I did deal with this friend, like, she copied my senior project flyer. I wish I could show you guys like my receipts, but like don't want to send like unnecessary hate to them or clout. There's just so many things. Like, I did my senior project flyer, you know, I designed it myself in Photoshop, on Illustrator. It was really important to me. Mine was before hers. She went to my senior project, she saw it. What did she do? I had a veil on, my color scheme was pink. All she did was just change the color scheme to purple. The idea was fully taken, fully. And when I said that I was gonna have an EP release party for my senior project, and I said it was gonna be in LA, she was literally just being passive aggressive, like, oh, well, I'm gonna have my EP release party at school and it's gonna be better than yours, like. And you know, like, I had to laugh it off because I was with my friends were just laughing about it, and it really made me uncomfortable. There was a lot of things she did that was very uncomfortable, but I had to keep telling myself, like, no, I'm the bitch, no, I'm overreacting, no, don't think like that, they're not doing it maliciously. No, they were 100% doing it maliciously, and they knew what they're doing, so much to the point where it was a running joke in my group where she would be like, anything Kara has to do, or anything Kara does, I have to do. Self-awareness is there, and it's a bit concerning, you know, like, everything that she claims to have done by herself, she did not do by myself. Every time, if people help me, I will be the first person to be like, this person did this, they're amazing, they really helped me, I couldn't have done it without them. And it's not like I wanted the praise, it's just like a little like, hey, thanks Kyra for believing in me, hey, thanks Kyra, thank you for being a good friend. Nothing. And that's very, very hurtful. To like her trying to imitate me, she would, when I wanted to bleach my eyebrows, the next practice, she'd be like, oh, do you like my eyebrows? I tried to bleach them like you, which she couldn't because she has a very strict mother. And I was like, yeah, it's great. Or when I dyed my hair red, she dyed her hair red. When I dyed my hair purple, literally back to back, when I just showed my hair color in my story, she's like, I'm dyeing my hair, guess what color? It was the same color as purple. It's like so weird. And then I had gotten blue hair extensions, and she was like, replied to my story in a joking way, being like, oh, like there can only be one of us that has hair extensions. And mind you, like, she had like hair extensions or whatever, or a wig that was like curly and like black under like a straight one that was black, like not colors, right? Because colors is like literally my thing, obviously. And I was like, okay, she literally stole my band's name that it was gonna be. I was gonna start a band account. When I said I was gonna start a band account, she said it was stupid. Then literally when we stopped being friends, guess what she did? She made a band account. Just a bunch of things that is just like really made me feel like I wasn't myself, to the point where like even my parents were like, wow, in her bio, because we had like a school show, you like put your bio or whatever, and I didn't put my bio because like I hated my school, and she literally listed everything that she did. My mom's like, wow, she really sounds like you. When I was on my podcast, the person who interviewed me was like, wow, you guys are really similar. And that's when I was like, that's very interesting that I haven't told anyone else about the things that I've been noticing, that other people are noticing it too. Very, very strange. But I think with the situation of being a creative, like, again, I didn't like create anything, nothing was an original thought, I know that, but it's just, it can be really damaging when you have friends and then you're merging like this creative sphere, because no one wants to see you do better than they do, like point blank period. Which is kind of why I think Tay BeepBoop wanted to say this, because she saw how well Kareem is doing, you know, and she doesn't want to see her do better. Even she said in her TikTok, like, oh, there's this other big creator that's like literally taking my ideas. And yes, it does really suck when people take your ideas, and it really sucked that I didn't feel like me because this person that I really cared for really took advantage of my kindness, you know. And luckily now, like, I switched my genres too. I switched my genre of music. She was really indie pop. She wanted to play with the band because I played with the band, things like that. So I was like, I'm gonna change my hair, I'm gonna shave my eyebrows, because all my other friends, they're like, do something that she wouldn't normally do. I was like, she's not gonna do that, because no way in hell is her mom gonna be okay with her shaving her eyebrows. The point is that, like, if you are in this space, you are bound to cross paths with people, you are bound to cross creative things, I don't know how else to say it, and you're bound to get inspiration from people. And I think that's really cool, because I get inspired when I see other musicians play at shows or whatever, or see my friends play at shows. It really inspires me. But I feel like creatives have a very good way of making something their own, and I think that's the problem with Tay BeepBoop, is she couldn't make something her own when Kareen made something her own. You know, I made something my own, this ex-best friend couldn't make it her own. And I think that's like pretty much the point of like this video, you know. Like, I just want to be encouraging to other people who feel like their art has been taken from them. There's so much of that going on, especially in the fashion industry, but also be wary of people who do say that, because a lot of times it's like just people being jealous, which my friend said I was. But if you really take time to look at it, really reflect and evaluate, which is something that I've done a lot, because I will be the first one to say that it was my fault and I was the problem, not this time. And I do encourage like a lot of self-reflection and just like understanding that people will be inspired by you, and that's just kind of how this works, like just bouncing off ideas from each other. But just be wary of when you become super close with a person, especially if they're in the same field as you, because like I said, no one wants you to do better than them, basically. Anyways, let me know what y'all think, and I'll see you guys next video.